Hi everyone, just want to do a quick size comparison of the Sig Sauer P320 X Ten 10mm versus other P320 models, the XDM Elite 10mm Springfield, and the Glock 45. I always like to know how a new gun compares size-wise to other carry guns, and hopefully I could just show you a couple real quick. Excuse the video quality, I'm doing it for my iPhone real quick. I'm gonna do this in one take for the most part. I'm on my way to work, but wanted to get this out there real quick. I was in the gun store last week talking with one of the representatives, and we were just thinking, honestly, these probably wouldn't hit the shelves for at least a couple months because Sig's got a lot of new Army contracts and military contracts. Next thing you know, a couple days ago, I got a phone call. They're like, hey, we got the P320 X Tens in. Of course, I got one, picked one up, got a chance to shoot it yesterday real quick at the range. It was perfect, flawless. I put about 300 rounds through it. I put S&B ammo for the most part because that's the most cost-effective 10mm I could find. And I put Underwood Extreme Hunter, I believe it was. 100% flawless on everything for the 300 rounds. Shot great. With the S&B ammo, it was feeling more like a 9mm. I couldn't even tell the difference. Even when I hold it, I can't tell the difference between this and the 9mm versions. The only thing I don't love about the X10 is the length of the slide. It kind of has a little awkward feeling. A lot of people with 10mm like that extra length for velocity. Personally, I like a Glock 19X, the regular P320 XCarry, where the slide is a little bit shorter. I hope at some point in the future they'll come out with that. They put 15 rounds of 10mm in this grip, so I think they could do a 10 or 12 round easily. And the 320 is so modular. At some point, I feel they're gonna come out with shorter slides and other things for you to play around with this. But let me get started with the first comparison. This is a comparison with the P320 AXG Pro cut slide. I didn't buy this as a AXG Pro. I ended up piecing it together. I bought the grip module at one point, had it with a different carry size slide. Went ahead, bought the full size slide later. But if you look, size-wise, very, very similar. Let me show you. Everything's been safety checked. All my guns have been safety checked before this video. If you look here, let me try to get that in view. The grip length is going to be a little bit longer on the AXG P320 because I have a magwell on there. On the 10mm though, and the AXG, and you'll see with the tungsten grip modules, it's very similar thickness. Like I really can't tell a difference. See if I can get this in. Look there at the thickness of the slides. There's gonna be more cut out of the 9mm because it's a pro cut, but it is not much difference as far as thickness. There the dogs go. Let me get back in a second. Sorry for that interruption. My dog saw the garbage man coming by, but that's the rest of the slide comparison. Very similar, like I said. When I put it in my hand, I cannot tell the difference at all, with the exception of there's a little extra length on the slide on this one. Let me get the next gun to compare it to. This is compared to the P320 XCarry Legion. It's got the tungsten grip module. Again, all guns have been safety checked. Look at that. Thickness-wise, the same. I'm not going on the specific measurements. Honestly, I haven't even looked at them yet. You can look those up if you want. But I mean, just looking at it and feeling it, you cannot tell any difference at all. The 9mm looks a little bigger because of the magwell, but in all reality, it's about the same. Slide-wise, this is repetitive in some respects because P320 slides on the 9mm are all going to be the same. But if you just look here, that's a quick comparison of that one. Honestly, I don't know if you could tell, but I love P320 handguns. All P320 handguns. I hope they keep making more and more and more. Different models, different sizes, different calibers. One thing I hope they do in the future, which I'm sure they will, because anyone who knows Sig knows that they come out with multiple different variants of every single handgun. But if they do the Legion with the tungsten grip module on the 10mm, I think that'd be awesome because, this feels heavier than this a little bit. I don't know if it is or isn't. I haven't measured them, but this feels a little bit heavier with the exception of, the longer slide you know, making it a little more top heavy in my opinion. Very, very, very good handguns. I love it. P320 XCarry. I love this one too. This one's awesome. Of course, you're going to get a longer slide on that. Feel everything exact same between the two. And then a comparison against a non-P320. This is a Glock 45. The Glock actually feels slimmer. When I hold the Glock, it does feel a little bit slimmer. But as you can see, it's not a huge difference. It is a little bit slimmer in the grip though. The slide feels a little bit slimmer as well. I love the balance of the Glock 45 and the 19X. It feels so good. Here's another angle. It's going to be a little bit slimmer in the grip than it is on the P320 X Ten. Obviously, you know, with a 10mm, you'd expect it to be bigger. Let me get 10mm to compare it to real quick. The P320 comparisons I did for the most part, just because a lot of people have those, they could see how big it is compared to that. Most people looking at 10mm, at least right now, are looking at the Springfield, the XD Elite. This is the more compact size. They just came out with the full size. So I went ahead and put the 15-round magazine in this one. So you could see, obviously on the full side, it's going to be a little bit longer on the newer model that Springfield just released. But you can see they're very similar. Springfield looks to be a little bit longer. Thickness-wise, I think the Springfield's a little bit thinner. And if you look at the slides, it's a little bit thinner in the slides as well. The slide is beveled a little bit, so that probably is part of it. But both of these are great guns. I actually love the Springfield. I love the fact that I could carry it fairly easily if I want to. I would probably never carry the P320 X Ten just because of the size. And here is a video of the whole family together. The one thing I noticed while doing this video, I'm noticing a little wear on the slide right here. I don't know if it's from the table rubbing off because, you know, it could be paint, but I do notice a little bit. I don't know if you can make that out of wear. So I don't know how the finish is on the X10. I don't know how it's going to last. I could do an update video if I have issues with it. But there they are. It's a wonderful gun. Go out, buy it 100%. You'll love it, especially if you love 10mm. Sig, if you happen to watch this, please make a carry version. Have a great day, everyone. If you haven't done so yet, like and subscribe and comment below.